Oh, this one doesn't tell us how many people are on there, does it?
No, we would have to go up here.
Oh, you're on StreamYard. Oh, I would.
Yeah, so
I always go to YouTube.
Well, I logged in just to see if it would work.
You can't do the thing.
Well, that's why I can turn the camera around, is because I logged in to see if it would work to be logged in under the same account on both my phone and here. So now we're using that purely as a camera, and I can
do everything else.
Do everything.
Do you need to have YouTube on? Do the live chat or?
No, chat will show up right here. Okay. Yeah, it just won't tell me how many's on what.
Okay. What you looking for?
The depth perception between the candle and whatever was in front of it was weird. Yeah, I like that one. Excuse me. Do like that red though. Banners.
If we buy those shoes, I'll paint them sometime soon. I need to do it before we move.
Yeah, we'll go tomorrow and get them.
I need to find
Excuse me.
Will you please do a YouTube one just so we can see until somebody shows up?
Yeah. Oh wait, there's comments. Hello, Miss Carolyn, KB Fibers.
Hello.
And oh, okay. And Charlie. All right, buddy. Enjoy that bourbon. How's everyone doing today? It has been an interesting weekend for us. Interesting week.
It's been a lot. No, actually, this week went by a whole lot quicker than the week before did when testing was still finishing. We did testing this week. We did some testing this week. The 8th graders did.
I don't know. I don't pay attention to anybody but my own grade.
Well, I have kids just
I don't pay attention to my own grade. I only pay attention to my own class.
I have kids missing every day, so I don't know where they are.
So Charlie has another, and I talked about it before, so if you've been in here, you know about it. Hey, Miss Nichols, how are you? Charlie has another channel called Multicasking, where they taste and review primarily bourbons, though he has done a couple Japanese whiskeys and a couple scotches.
But done a hot sauce one in a while.
Him and his wife, no.
I like those ones. Those ones are fun.
Yeah, him and his wife do that, and it's pretty interesting, especially for somebody trying to get into the hobby.
Get into black magic.
Yeah, Hannah gets confused with bourbon. Nothing going back here. There's plenty going on here, and we'll get into that here in just a second.
Too much.
Whoa. What's up, y'all? Thank you for stopping in. Yeah, there's been a lot. Our week started out by Owen getting sick. He's been telling us for
a couple weeks.
Yeah, his throat hurt.
Was nothing there.
Yeah, I looked. Wasn't red. Wasn't inflamed. Wasn't nothing. His glands weren't swollen.
Nothing else wrong with him. No complaints.
Yeah, you would not have known it by the way he was acting. But Monday night he got sick. And so I stayed home that day. But in the morning, he was fine. We went to that was a pretty white dove.
No fever or nothing. So you went to the house inspection.
We went to the house inspection for insurance to get the 4-point wind mitigation. And he was rolling around on the floor. He was doing all kinds of stuff. He seemed fine, but that night he got sick again. And so Hannah had to stay home. She stayed home 2 days because she took him to the doctor that next day, and they go, "Oh, it's strep."
Me and strep are not friends.
No, but he had his tonsils taken out 2 years ago.
Well, I didn't when he said a couple weeks ago that his throat hurt. I'm used to it from a couple years ago when he had strep 9 times. So that's where my mind normally goes. But his throat, he was fine. He didn't stop eating. And normally when he has strep, throw up is normal, but not once a night, and then completely fine. And then he usually has a fever, and he didn't consistently throw up. He didn't have a fever. It was just the most random case of strep that we've dealt with.
So he's fine now and everything. So that's how our week started. It's going good. Slow. Neither of us are built for this process. I didn't know my ADHD got worse with stress because I tend to just blow everything off.
It's awful.
But it's been bad. Like bad enough. I go to the doctor for something else, just a normal checkup next month. And I'm going to mention it to him because I'm not on medication for ADHD. I only had that when we first got married. And then I went to college and lost in medical insurance. And so I got off of it and I've just dealt with it. But right now it's to the point where it's hard to function. And it upsets her, which just causes more stress, which makes it more worse. It's a vicious cycle.
It's like infuriating when he is, because you can't have a normal conversation. He starts everything in the middle and expects you to know what it's no.
But it's going good. We're to the point now. We're getting it the property appraised tomorrow.
And hopefully surveyed.
I'll be binding the insurance tomorrow, and then look, it's fine again. You missed it.
Someone's friend.
It's a pretty white bird.
We're acquainted.
What was I talking about? Oh, insurance. I'll be getting that done tomorrow. As soon as we get back. It wasn't smart for us to put that camera on the table.
Because you're hitting the table.
Yeah. As soon as we get back from the appraisal and everything's good there, which I expect it to be, my realtor expects it to be, I don't see any issue with that. Then, we'll order the survey, and that's the last thing that's needed. Everything else has pretty much been checked off. So it's good. We're really hoping everything comes through. It really all depends on this
appraisal.
As long as the appraisal comes out good, it's just a matter of waiting till the closing for this house, which is awesome. The only downside of the house is it's in the city, so we won't be able to have as many chickens as we'd like to have. Well, still, we were talking about getting more chickens. And so, but we are going to expand. Instead of getting a bunch more chickens, we're going to get rabbits.
They're quiet.
Yeah, they're quiet and they're food.
Speaking of chickens, they made a new friend last night.
Yeah, I'll get to that here in a minute. So yeah, that's where we are with the house. We're excited. We already have plans on certain things we want to do.
Owen's putting me to work.
Owen's putting her to work, and then I made it worse because we were talking about.
I made him too cultured.
Yeah, we were talking about what he wanted his room to be painted as, just a color, and
we were way off.
He goes, "Can I have Starry Night on my ceiling?" And so she's not going to do the whole
just the stars,
the scene, but she's going to do Starry Night on the ceiling. And I said, I wonder if there's glow in the dark pigment that would really make it pop. And guess what? There is. So we're gonna, by we, I mean Hannah is going to be painting Starry Night on Owen's ceiling.
Like Michelangelo.
Yeah, if I could find a scaffolding system. I wonder if you can rent those.
It would cost us so much.
Not to rent it.
For as long as it'll take me to get that done.
Maybe. All right, let's go through here.
Hey, lady.
Hey, Julie, how you doing? It's been a weekend. Couldn't mow. The tractor broke. Neighbor just mowed for me. Oh man. Do you have a big tractor with a pull behind finishing mower kind of deal, or is it like a lawnmower that it broke? How broke is it? Is basically my question.
How broke
Like,
is it?
is
Is it broke, or is it just broke?
is it fixable, or do you have to get a new one? Yeah, he's feeling a lot better.
He's feeling much better. He's starting to feel effects of antibiotics twice in the last couple of months. So now he's on probiotics again.
I think I may move that down.
Is it bugging you?
It's bugging me.
I mean, we can always extend those and set it on the floor.
That's the plan.
That's what I was gonna do. You said no.
No, I didn't.
You said no. Put it on the table.
Anyway,
You have ADHD.
What's
You don't know
up,
what you're talking about.
Denise? How are you guys doing?
Hi.
And howdy from the Housers. So I'm guessing Aaron is there as well. So what's up, buddy? Speaking of which, I have been instructed to talk to you, to Denise. Tell Aaron to get me the title for that boat, and I'll sell it. Because it's not allowed to go to our new house with us unless we're using it. We can't use it without the title and all that stuff. So give me the title, and I'll sell it. What's up, Raven Cat Homestead? Where's Owen? Yeah, he's talking to Mamaw.
Yeah, it keeps him busy.
When we did insurance, they asked a billion questions. Then came wind mitigation and so much hassle, and the price differences was $1. Oh, that sucks.
That's not fun.
We did the inspection, so that was. You know what? Give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna go ahead and darken the screen. I'll be right back. Tell people in the chat. I'll be right back. I'm gonna move the camera to the floor, and in case there are some seizure kind of sensitivities from any of y'all, I don't want it to trigger anything. So I'm gonna darken out the camera real quick. I'll just keep talking. So pretend this is a fireside chat from FDR.
Tommy Lynn.
Go ahead. Yeah. So you're gonna want to move that chair.
I know.
So we went Tuesday, and we had our inspection for the. Here, do you need me to hold that?
Yeah, hold that.
Ugh, sorry, y'all. We had our inspection for the wind mitigation and 4-point inspection for the insurance. And the inspector, super nice guy, all kinds of stuff, like really, really good. I thought he was being a little bit more thorough, like he was checking the stove and the microwave and stuff, making sure all that worked. And, okay. Oh, nice. That works.
There, that better?
Yeah, I think so.
All
right. And yeah, and that'll be good. That'll be good for when you sit down.
Let me fix this one light again.
Oh no.
What'd you do?
Apparently I just
Did you mute the whole
I
thing?
muted it and made you all go on a roller coaster ride. I'm so sorry. Okay.
Technology's fun.
Yeah, I probably kicked a couple people out with that that could handle it. Okay. I'll start over again. Dadgummit. I'm so
Story
sorry.
time.
Well, no.
What did you do?
Okay. I think we're good now. I'm sorry, y'all. You can't turn off the camera from here on that. So I turned on the camera here and muted that. Oh, all right. So here's what happened. Oh, there was nothing flashing. We're fine. Good. We got the
Bill?
well, we got the bill. We got the inspection. They missed that whole part because I
Oh,
had
yeah.
everything muted. We got the inspection, and it went through. Everything was fine that I thought when we were going through the inspection. And then we get the bill that night, and we were quoted at $130, and the bill was for $275. So obviously, I freaked out. tried emailing the guy back and forth a little bit that night, and he had no answers for me. So I'm like, I'm calling the office tomorrow. I called him that morning, and they're like, yeah, it's on here for just a 4-point wind mitigation. I've heard of this happening. It's never happened to me. It's never happened to my realtor. Talking with Hannah's cousin, who is the insurance agent we're going to go through, he goes, you would not believe how often it happens where a 4-point in wind mitigation is ordered and the inspector just decides to do a full inspection. Well, I'm not going to allow that to happen where I'm going to be stuck with this kind of money.
You'd be stuck without that kind of money.
We did pay it. And I'm just like, look, just in case they want a full one, a surprise full inspection, at the end, I'll already have it. I'll go ahead and pay it. I'm not happy about it, but I'll do it. And I just won't ever recommend that company. And so, I called them, or no, I send all the stuff to the insurance company, and they're like, yeah, one, this is way more information than you ever want the insurance company to have. And two, it has none of the information that's needed for insurance. And I go, well, crap. So I called them. She goes, yeah, you're right. I'll have the proper payment stuff sent over to you, or proper paperwork sent to you, and we'll cut you a check. And so we just got that yesterday. So there was a big speed bump. Overall, I'm happy because they made it right. So that was good. All right. So Denise, talking about that. So we're good there. Everything's good. The roof was replaced in
2020.
2020. So we knew that was going to pass fine. I'm wondering how old your roof is. I wonder if that hurts you at all with the wind mitigation. It may also make a difference that we're so far inland as opposed to where y'all are being on the coast. But hello, Miss Terry. I have not seen any updates from you today, so I just haven't really been on Facebook all that much. So I hope everything went good with your testings. Probably have to get a new one. The back axle's bent. That's no fun. I'm sorry. How much are you? I'm asking these questions not to be nosy, but I sold lawnmowers for a long time. How many acres are you looking at buying? What kind of lawnmower are you looking for? Are you gonna go for a zero turn? Are you gonna go for a normal riding mower? Are you looking for a pull behind on a tractor? That's a little bit out of my range. I only sold those for a little bit at Lowe's, but the other ones I've sold for quite a few years, and I'm more than willing to give you my 2 cents from having sold them and see a bunch come back, all different brands. I know what's good and what's not, what to look for. Yes, Terry, we found one. We are hoping to close at the end of June. So everything's looking that way, but I'm also a Laughlin, so I'm not holding my breath quite too harshly yet, just because you know how how banks can be and one extensions and all that stuff. So it's not a bad ride. Heard you just fine. Oh well, if I had read, I wouldn't have had to tell that story again. Saul and heard just fine, just camera movements. Hello, how you doing? Thank you for coming in. That's what we felt too. It was just a straight rip off, and I was hot. Hannah was hot. Hannah, you know, there's all those jokes about Canadians being super polite and stuff. Piss a Canadian off and see if that continues. So
That's delightful. Thank you.
You are wonderful, but I do not want to be on the receiving end of you being livid. Won't know the results till I see the doctor. What's up, buddy? I was just thinking of you the other day. I've been meaning to get in touch with you or something. I'm glad to hear you're okay. Is anything lightened up over there? For those that don't know, my buddy Core here is from South Africa, and it is not nice over there. If you remember apartheid back in the day, it's flipped, and from what I understand, more violent. Like the government is calling for people to go onto white farmers' lands and murder them. So he's trying to get over here to the U.S. and all kinds of garbage stuff has happened that has stopped that. So we're still praying for him. I just haven't been able to get in touch with him to check on everything, just with his life can be, you know. I have an acre. Regular riding mower is fine. I don't need anything fancy. Okay, so here's the deal. If you're looking for something that's up to an acre, anything that is made by MTD, Cub Cadet, anything at Lowe's that's not like John Deere or Husqvarna, it's all going to be made by MTD. It's the same thing. So compare features, and you're going to get the same quality and prices. So you can probably go to a different company. Just look at the little sticker underneath the seat. It'll say MTD on it. You can go to a different store, get the same features for a lower price.
You're just paying for paint with some of those other ones.
John Deere, you're paying for the color paint. That's it. They are not good lawnmowers. You get up into the big farm equipment, that may be a different story. Yeah, though I'm still a International Harvester Case guy.
I don't like John Deere. That's how I knew I was almost home when we lived in Canada, because there's a John Deere place right down the road. So.
Yeah.
I don't like
the best regular lawnmower is going to be Husqvarna. I would, if I could buy everything Husqvarna, I would. I'm talking that's overtaking Stihl and Echo when it comes to their chainsaws and other equipment like that. Their lawnmowers are top notch. They're just solid. I've sold everything from Boland's to Bad Boy to all the MTD products. Craftsman, back when they were still Craftsman before they started getting made by MTD like they are now. I sold Craftsman before Electrolux, the vacuum cleaner company, took over. I sold all of that. Husqvarna has always been the least return, the least issues with it. Solid built, and they tend to be on the front end of different advances in lawnmowers. They kind of took off that from where Cub Cadet did. So look for Husqvarna. There are some other smaller ones. Country Clipper's pretty good, but I think I don't know if they have a regular riding lawnmower. I think they only have zero turns. And they're more commercial side, but not quite commercial. But they're solid machines. That's not true about Canadians. I can get pretty cranky. Oh, you had a Husqvarna and it crapped out. How old was it? That's rare. How long did I sold 5 years before I met you. 4 years before I met you, and then a few years after that. And then 1 year after that. And then 2 years after that. And then went off to college, came back, went to Tractor Supply, and worked there for a year. So I've sold them for quite some time. I've never heard that happening. Got my visa sorted, but my wife and kid don't even have appointments yet. Work is super hard to get, but we're making it work. We'll be in touch on Facebook.
Yeah, I hate that they can't just do like a family appointment. Like everybody's paper done. We're done at the same time.
Had it 8 years. I mean,
it's a good ride.
Yeah, that's a pretty long time for a lawnmower. Most of my customers, and I had done it long enough that I had repeat customers. Typically about 4 to 5 years, they were getting a new one. Most of the time, it was just to upgrade, and they would turn around and sell their old one for $300 or $400. More so the Troy-Bilts and Boland's we were getting, and John Deere, obviously. We were getting returned for malfunctioning. But 8 years, I mean, you got your money out of that one. What's your thoughts on tractors? You're talking big tractors. If I had the money, I'd go Kubota. I mean, if Case had a decent small one, I'd do that. But that's mainly just I'm okay with paying for the paint for Case because I love International Harvester so much. Kubota's pricey but solid. Mahindra's good. From everything I've read about Mahindra, and seen, like, they're solid. They have some wonky stuff on electrical that you really have to kind of go through yourself because it's not going to be covered under the warranty. But you go through, you got to fix it. There's plenty of message boards talking about that. Mahindra's pretty decent, especially for the price. I grew up with Massey Ferguson in the field. Some of them old Massey Fergusons are beautiful tractors. Listening to fancy mowers makes me jealous. Operating the Bush knife machete here on our property. I've been there. I'll be there again if I don't sharpen that chainsaw. I need to do that. But that's one of those, what is it, executive dysfunction things that I have. I know I need to do it, but it gives me no reward. So my brain is like, you're not allowed to do that today.
It's a fun life.
I wish it was different, but it's not. Yes, because hopefully there will be big personal changes for me and my family. Good. Mm-hmm. I'm hoping. All right. So we talked about the, well, you can't say that.
What?
It begins with cluster and ends with something else. That was the insurance situation.
Yep.
Seems like there was something else before we get to the events of last night. Just buy a goat. I would love to buy a goat. Yeah, they're solid. I mean, it's the axle bent. That dumbfounds me. But it's right around a quarter acre, like a little less than a quarter acre.
0.23.
Okay, 0.23. So a little less than a quarter acre. It's a little less than what we're on now. But this is a bridge move. Mm-hmm. This is the move. What was that snarl for?
I don't want to do this again.
This is the house that's going to bridge from where we are now to what we decided not to say forever home. Our home.
Well, you don't want to get a puppy?
No.
Why?
Puppies are happy. When we get our farm, and so that's what this is serving as. It's an investment essentially. Because as soon as we get in, we're going to start doing some things. There's nothing wrong with the house, really. I mean,
except for that wallpaper.
Well, the wallpaper, but it's cosmetics. I mean, there's the termite issue, but that's easily fixed. So we're going to start doing some cosmetic upgrades, change out a couple things, like we'll replace the doors. It has the double-sided key deadbolt, which is just unsafe. So I'll be replacing that, and we're just going to upgrade things, and hopefully when we go to sell it, we'll make a little on it. I mean, obviously not make it as in we'll have it paid off, but we'll have it paid down enough and equity will be up enough that we'll get more back than what we put in. Excuse me. What's up, Farmstead? How you doing? Let's see. New view of the house. Yeah, so hold on. Dadgummit. I got to stop moving. This thing lags. Okay. In here, we are experimenting with Starbucks sous vide egg bites. And we wanted to be close to it, so if one started like to explode, we could get there quickly. So yeah, it's all kinds of a mess, but it is what it is.
Not yet.
It's not ripe yet, but so yeah, we'll be back over there next week, but we're experimenting with the sous vide egg bites because tomorrow I am going on an egg fast. I've struggled so hard to get on carnivore and stay on carnivore. Even if I'm on it for a few days, like there's no sign of ketosis happening at all. So I've really struggled with it. So I'm going to go on an egg fast and try to kickstart my body into ketosis. I'm sure you would. And those will be nice in the morning.
thought they were for me.
Can you have a goat in town?
I think we should check.
Judging by what happens at the end of your street, you can have a full farm in town. For y'all that don't know, at the end of her street, there's somebody that has like a 800-pound pig.
There's like 3 of them.
Okay,
not just one.
Three giant
There's at
pigs.
least 2, but I'm thinking 3.
He has geese and ducks.
Yeah, and then he's got a bunch of dogs that just.
Yeah.
Oh, them dogs.
Sharpening a chainsaw sucks. Broke a bunch of teeth on mine and cannot find a new chain. So sharpening the broken bits gives no pleasure, especially now with a super cold winter and a bunch of wood. Wish it was a super cold winter here. Not much going on here. Dan is transitioning to a new job soon. Oh, good for him. So he's busy doing that, and I'm just doing the basic chores this weekend. Very cool. Same industry, or is he changing altogether? Because I've done that before, and that's fun. It's rewarding, but fun. So last night we had an experience. We've dealt with predators before. We lost 3 chickens one night?
2.
2. We lost 2 chickens one night to predators. From everything I could see, it was raccoon.
Yeah.
Last night, I'm about to hop in the shower and the ring goes off.
No, I heard that.
Well, I know. The ring goes off and I go, that's weird. And so I look at it and I see Hannah walking around the corner. Well, she had heard the chickens making noise that they don't make. And so she went out there, and then all of a sudden through the camera, I see her running back into the house, and she goes, Jake, there's a bobcat. I've seen bobcats. I've never seen a bobcat this big. And this isn't one of the, adrenaline made it look worse than what it was.
One.
I have never seen a bobcat this big. To the point where somebody who wasn't really familiar with the bobcats around here would look at it and say, you had a panther in your chicken yard, coop area, whatever we want to call it. I don't know. And so I ran out there, and all I had, I have guns that would have taken care of it, but they are very loud and way too powerful. Like, to try to shoot something 20 feet from me with a Mosin Nagant and not being certain of the backstop would not be responsible. So, and then of course, like my 9mm and stuff, that just wouldn't have, it would have done the trick, but again, way too loud. I had Owens 22 with subsonic ammunition, and these fat fingers trying to fumble in the bullet into, it's ridiculous. Like, I love the Cricket. It's a great starter rifle for a young child to learn how to shoot safely, but it sucks at trying to reload. And so I fired off one shot. I don't know if I hit it. It jumped the fence. Now, keep in mind, it's 9 foot tall, and it climbed over that thing. And it was gone. Well, most of the chickens were fine. Whitey, our oldest one, I don't know what kind she is. She's a buff.
She looks like, I don't know what she is.
She has the body shape and feathering and everything of a buff Orpington, but she's white like a leghorn. So whatever that one is.
But she's on death's door anyway.
Yeah, but she's old. We got her and she was probably 10 years old. And that was 2 years ago? Yeah, so maybe not 10 years old, but she was old when we got her.
She's looking rough before last night.
And she got into our quarantine area, and she was just kind of walking around in there, and I could see that she had gotten hit. And so I get all the chickens into the coop, lock them up so they couldn't go crazy. And we can't find Whitey anywhere.
You're looking for her to put in quarantine.
I'm tearing the coop apart. I'm looking behind things. I'm like, where in the world did this go? Y'all, she went into a 5-gallon bucket and hid. I felt like my heart broke for this poor girl
She
'Cause-
let you pick her up with no hesitation.
Yeah,
And she's
which
usually
isn't
one.
like that.
She won't even let you touch her.
She had 2 puncture
She-
marks on her back, one on her back, one on her neck. So we blue coated it and got her in quarantine because we know with the
They'll pick on each other. They're mean.
yeah, the other chickens would have went after her if they had smelled the blood and or whatever it was, whatever makes chickens be chickens. And so we got her in quarantine. I put her back in the 5-gallon bucket and put it in there so she felt safe because obviously she went in there because she felt safe in there. This morning she would not eat, she would not drink. Hannah refreshed her water and she went to it and started drinking again. I don't think she's eaten any. Has she eaten any?
I don't think so.
So I don't know. Those were the only things. There wasn't a whole lot of blood. Like it was just a puncture wound.
Yeah. She wasn't bleeding.
So I don't think it hit anything
She
vital.
had a couple drops like
She
on the
was-
side of her head, but no.
Yeah. She was moving around fine. So I think she's okay, but at times just going to tell. I don't know.
We lost another chicken too. We don't know where she went.
Yeah, we think fish, which is the Sea Bright. Beautiful chicken, cool chicken. This stupid thing kept getting out. I have no idea. So we just said, well, okay, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. I can't fix any more than I have. But she was cool. She would get out, and then if we got out, she'd come running up to us talking.
But wouldn't let us pet her.
No, we couldn't touch her. But she's been gone for 2 days, so
I don't think she's coming
something
back.
got her. Same job, extreme pay bump, new company. Awesome.
Nice.
And I hope they treat him well as well.
Yes.
I'm becoming my own boss by the end of the month. Good for you. Keep on rocking it. Head off to bed. I don't know what 40 minutes this site is, but
It's him.
I got you. Yeah. Praying for the new property and stuff going smoothly.
Make Bob.
Thank you, Bob. That may be a little extreme for me there, but
You get going vegan
all right,
jerky.
keep being safe, buddy.
Yeah.
No links. There aren't any links in this area. We have Bobcats and we have Florida Panthers or Cougars, what I know them as.
It had no tail. That's why I knew it was a bobcat.
Yeah,
I've seen a panther.
but it was big. Like I kind of wish I would have shot and killed it, just so I could have seen how big. Like even the paws were massive on this thing. I did learn something because I had thought they were protected, but at the same time, I'm going to protect mine too.
Mhm.
They are protected, but if they are trapped, i.e., trapped in my chicken coop area,
It got stuck for a few minutes.
Yep. You're allowed to kill them if they're trapped. You just can't like go out and shoot them out in the open. So
Yeah, it was weird. I went out there last night and they all ran to me, like wanting me to let them out the gate. And I'm like, what is going on? I looked and looked, and then it came out of the coop, and I was like, oh, that's not fun.
yeah, it definitely would have lit me up if I had gotten in there with it.
Yeah.
I had never experienced that before.
Nope.
I had kind of hoped to never experience that, but if I did, be on a property where I could use a legitimate firearm. Not that a 22, so I'm not getting into that, but a 22 is a piss them off kind of gun. But yeah, anyway, I won't get into ballistics right now. Awesome for you. I hope you're excited to be your own boss. Yeah, she's not doing good. Owen's taking it better than I thought.
Who, Whitey?
Yeah.
He didn't go through with Lola too. Like,
Yeah.
That was he
He had a rougher time
with Bertha.
with
and-
me because he thought the Bobcat was going to get
Yeah,
me, and so he was like, "I don't want you to die," and I'm like, "Buddy, I'm stronger than any Bobcat could ever be." And that calmed him down a little bit. Oh no!
And it can be sneaky bad.
Can they be sneaky bad?
We've never experienced it before,
Yeah.
so this is new.
I mean, house cats I've been bit by. I'm convinced that they have poison in their paws. I've been bit by a variety of animals. And I would still rather get bit by something than have a cat claw shoved into my leg because that thing hurts for a long time after. I don't get it. But so, yeah, hopefully she's okay. If not, she's a good girl. When we got her, we got the Egyptian and another buff. The people were just like, oh, well, we're traveling and the person's not taking care of them. I'm like, no, they're not producing eggs anymore, and you don't have the heart to put them in a crock pot. So my thoughts, and I know this goes against a lot of what some people would think, and I don't care because it's my property. My thoughts is if a laying hen produces eggs for me well, I can go ahead and afford to give her food for a year or two after her production abilities, just as a thank you for supplying me with eggs. So that's just how I am. Maybe that's hippie of me. I don't care. Well, feline house cats, yes. LOL. I imagine they can all be sneaky bad. What's up, TNS Dogs and Dragonflies Farm? How you doing? Yeah, I didn't get in there with it, but I was stupid enough to, once it got over and took off into the scrubs, to walk up to the scrubs with a flashlight looking for it. But that's where we are. I'm going to check the time on that real quick.
Okay.
Oh,
It hasn't gone off.
that's because it's not even up to temp yet.
Oh, gosh.
Like that's craziness. It's going to be cooked by the time it goes to that temp.
It's okay. It just comes up back down. We'll figure it out.
We'll use the Innova next time. No more of this generic sous vide. Yeah, so it was an experience. One I don't hope to create again or recreate. We have a couple that won't be going anywhere until they either get got by a predator or die naturally. Yeah.
I was really sad about our two that got taken by a predator.
Yeah.
Pineapple was one of our original ones, and Bertha was a whole lot sweeter than Whitey. Whitey can be a butthead. She's mean.
Yeah.
Not to us, but some of the other chickens, and if there's any one of them that's going to eat an egg, it's going to be her.
Oh, we that was another thing that happened last night that she just reminded me of. About 4:00 this morning, I'm woken up. It smells like a skunk is in my bedroom. A skunk, which we know can attack chickens,
Which they were locked up, so except for Whitey.
sprayed somewhere outside our bedroom, and it went into the dryer, which means the dryer vent plus anywhere else it got into. And it smelled like a skunk until, we had all the windows open, we had fans blowing, and maybe 2 hours ago it stopped smelling like a skunk. So yeah, that was fun. And then the place where we had our seed table, we noticed that there was a bunch of eggs. So I'm like, oh, maybe this skunk was stealing eggs or something was stealing eggs and has a nest down there. So I flipped the table and ran. There was nothing there, but there was probably 70 eggs underneath that thing that had all been cracked open. Like, not like stomped and then ate. Like, it's like they cracked it open. It's really weird. And then ate all the stuff on the inside. So, yeah, that was fun. I'm going to be doing some patrols tonight, making sure there's no bobcat or skunk around. And I'm not worrying about using subsonic ammo. I'm just going to use full 22 Magnums. And, that should take care of any of it, right? I don't want to use a big gun if I don't have to out here, just because I don't feel like dealing with it. Like, all the hassle that would come, you got to talk to cops, and we're out of city limits, We can use all we want. We hear gunshots all the time. But
All
you
the
never
time.
know. Oh, let's see. Only time I've had a predator problem with that, a chicken disappeared. Just gone. No signs of anything. No idea what happened there. It was sad. She laid the best colored eggs. Aw. Yeah, I'm wondering. I'm wondering if that's what happened to
The
our
fish.
Seabright because she's just gone.
Yeah, she doesn't normally go too far.
OMG, the same thing happened to us once. The window was open, a skunk sprayed outside. I woke up coughing my head off. Dan had no idea he wears a CPAP. Lucky him.
I slept through the night. Like,
Have a good one, Julie.
bye, Mom.
Yeah, she slept through the night. I knew, like, what am I gonna do? It's out there. It was bad enough I could smell it, but it wasn't like it was in the room. So I tried to sleep through it, and I'm like, I'll deal with it in the morning. I didn't sleep well, but I mean, what can you do at that point? So if I see one, I'm gonna take care of it. Who's walking in front of my house? Oh, good.
Probably his girlfriend. No. Oh, that one is.
So yeah, I'm gonna take care of it, and hopefully it doesn't spray after it shot, because that wouldn't be good either.
No, you gotta go work tomorrow.
I can't go to work today. Why can't you go to work today? It's the last week of school. A skunk sprayed me. Yeah, you better stay home.
I would stay home too, right?
Of course.
Thank you.
It was in her car and it sprayed everything. I could not breathe. Definitely seemed like it sprayed right in the window by my head, of course. Yeah, I mean, it helps that I have a box fan on my nightstand blowing on me, but then at the same time, that means it's also going to collect the scent and blow it out. So
It's like a nice little refresher.
maybe. But we had to rewash some clothes today, and hopefully that works. If not, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to set them on fire and go to the store and buy some more. But we can't because we were told don't put anything else on credit until we get the house and close.
That means you just don't buy it at the one store we have a card for.
Well, I know, but then that means it's taking our cash reserves that we need for closing. I want to go to a big and tall store
Okay.
and get a nice dress shirt. Because even though Nick's has cheap, Nick's is the men's clothing store in our mall, which I think is the only store that's still open.
Basically,
He doesn't understand fat guys.
he does his best to help
He
you. though.
does,
He's
but I'm like,
super-
look, when I sit down, I don't want the buttons to spread. And he's just like, oh, yeah, no, it'll be fine.
because he
He's
wants to make
fine.
a sale.
What they recommend when dogs get sprayed is baking soda, hydrogen peroxide, and Dawn. Didn't know that. All I knew was tomato juice, so I would have just
that's all.
held the dog in tomato juice, made it like come out of the bath looking like something from a horror movie. It helped our dogs. Okay. I don't think it got any of the chickens because we don't smell it out there anymore.
I smelled it in between the house and the coop.
Today?
Yes, this morning.
This morning, yeah, but not now.
Well, I'm inside now, so I don't know what it smells like.
Tomato juice is a lie. Oh. Probably put on by the tomato juice company, just like orange juice keeps you healthy and all that other stuff. Oh, for the clothes. But won't the peroxide bleach them?
Not if you put it in there, diluted with water and stuff. Like if you throw it in the thing,
Oh,
in the top
That'd
thing,
be
it'll wash it in.
very cool. I use vinegar to get rid of odors in my clothes.
I
She
use
does
vinegar a lot in laundry.
too. She uses vinegar and then she makes her own detergent and her own
No, I don't make my own.
scent booster.
I don't make my own. I make a. What do I make? I make a scent booster, and then I'll use baking soda and Epsom salt for his clothes, especially when he was really little during
Yeah.
potty training and everything. I use that stuff.
You tell that to Pony Boy because he put that in his. Well, you said you don't get movie references.
I think it also depends on
Darn.
how strong the peroxide is.
Yeah.
I'm ignoring you.
No, I said something. I think it was Monty Python on one of Adrian's lives, and she goes, "1, I didn't like Monty Python, and 2, I don't really get movie references because I don't care about them in my head." That's all that's in my head. Random movie references, song lyrics, and stats no one cares about. Yeah. Tomato juice don't do anything. Our oldest dog got sprayed. Thank goodness the local pet store knows how to get the smell off. Oh, maybe. I don't know. But if it was bad and with bleach stuff, pretty sure they wouldn't have you put it on your dog. Yeah. Or they're just trying to get your dog one of those sun-kissed style blondes. You know, put it in your hair and go out in the sun, and it's supposed to bleach your hair. Anyway.
That's weird.
It's not weird. It's what happens. It worked. I'm telling you, it worked on Pony Boy. I remember putting, not peroxide, lemon juice, I guess I put it in my hair, not peroxide. I had always thought peroxide would bleach your hair if you put it in your hair. But lemon juice we would put in our hair and then go out in the sun and play and try to get natural highlights by using stuff. I don't know. We were weird middle school boys. Yep, she said that's lemon juice goon. I wish they'd bring goons back. I miss enforcers in hockey. But I'm pretty sure will peroxide bleach hair? It can, but you have to go through steps. I'm too lazy to go through steps. Not that I'm, not that I am. I forget where I was going. I got distracted. Teenage boys are weird, 100%. I made one mad this week because he was being weird, and I called him out on it. It's like, no, they forced me. I'm like, no, they didn't force you. You allowed them to do that to you. Yeah, so he wasn't very happy, but I'm that kind of teacher. My mom did that with her hair. Yeah. We used peroxide or lemon juice to lighten our hair in the 80s, or we used Sun-In. I remember Sun-In. I had some of that too.
My hair gets really light every summer.
Yeah.
I never put anything in it. Although if it gets really light this summer, I'm gonna put purple back in.
You should. We have the bleach stuff. I need to get. I need to put in a new order just so I have enough for the whole season.
Yeah.
So we have some if you want to do that.
I want to do that.
Do you trust me to bleach your hair and then put in a color?
I have the color.
Would you all trust me to bleach your hair and put in the color? I don't understand why I liked them so much as a teen, because you were just as weird, except you were more proper about it. And guys don't really ever leave that. I've made some jokes here recently. Hannah just looks at me and goes, "What's wrong with you?" I got my perpetual 9-year-old. Question: the candle there, does it actually go around as it burns? So this is an 80-hour beeswax
It's
candle.
not supposed to do this, but you turn the fan on after I
Yeah,
do it.
I know. It's supposed to be clean burning, no waste, no nothing.
And it usually is, but you turn the fan on.
Yeah. So you let it burn down to this here. And then you just raise it up some more. And you let it burn down. You raise it up some more. And it coils. But yeah, I had the fan on trying to get that stink out. And it burned too fast. All that kind of stuff. So it did wrong. But the Moravians, which are a Anabaptist group that came over, one of the earlier groups after the Pilgrims, and they're really, I mean, there's still Moravian churches in Winston-Salem and stuff. They're big in the Winston-Salem, North Carolina area.
That's how we found out.
This is how we found out about these candles was them. And the main reason why I would want to get bees, she wants to get bees for the honey. I want to get bees for the wax because I love beeswax candles. My dream, though I don't know if I would ever do it because I would be scared. My dream is to at least have a Christmas tree once with the beeswax candles instead of Christmas lights. I just don't know if I'm brave enough for that. Yeah, probably not. So you found another house in Florida. Yeah, we're staying in Florida for a little while longer. It just kind of worked out that way. She's not done with her certificate yet, and got a couple years. Got a couple years on that. So we're using this as an investment to get to the point where we can move somewhere for our home is what we're calling it. Excuse me, heartburn. And it's also going to give us time because we've kind of taken Ohio out of the running, so we'll be looking at other states. I think Southern Indiana I'm looking at kind of hard.
I'm not looking anywhere.
Iowa, looking around there. Wisconsin. No, not Wisconsin. We said no Wisconsin because of the government.
I think you can almost cross that out for most states.
Yeah, if I could just take DeSantis with us where we go. Maybe that's a good place to be for now. Yeah, it really is. I mean, we're not dealing with a lot of the same garbage that some other states are dealing with. Just say no. I don't know what to, but it's a good motto to live by. You're just as weird. Most teenagers in general are. I remember seeing when Vine was real popular. It said, "Seeing my father lose all something with me." I can't remember what it was. And there was this girl doing this really weird walk down the hallway, and
No, I was laughing at a
oh
comment.
no,
Sorry.
he came in. I thought he was
Hi, Goo.
asking something. So yeah, girls are just as weird as guys. I've used the bleach stuff from Sally's. It's not too scary. We use.
What did we use?
I don't remember what it's called now. Not epoxy because that's something totally different. Not Ebonics, again, that's something totally different. I can't remember the name of it. It's a lightener or bleach that has toner in it, so it tones as it lightens. It's like there's a lot of stylists that use it, but Trionics. So there's Ebonics, Trionics, that kind of works. I don't know where epoxy came from, but a lot of Santas use it. It's becoming more and more popular. You're supposed to only be able to get it with a license, but they make special concession for Santas. So we got that, and so we can do it all at home. It saved me $300 for 2 sessions. I was looking at that candle online. I was thinking about getting it. It smells wonderful. It's very pretty. It does last quite a while. You got this, what, 2 Christmases ago? Or something? I got it for you a while ago. Do it outside. I lost
The candle.
it. Do the candle outside.
I'm assuming the candle. Or do the, I don't know. But I was thinking this one here. I couldn't do a tree with candles on it. I love
tree,
having a
yeah.
house to live in.
Yeah, that's why I'm scared to do that outside. I was thinking of, I mean, that if we do like what we want to do with our Christmas tree farm and everything like that, we could almost have that out by the road as a look. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll just do it once for one night and that's it. But I do want to see what the early Christmas trees looked like, because I went on a big rant about where we got things for Christmas last week. I won't do that now. It's almost June. People freak out when you talk about Christmas before Thanksgiving. So I'll wait closer to Christmas. I'll give you all my whole spiel if you want to. I'll come on, fully dress as Santa and give my entire speech on where we get some of the traditions we got. What's up, Shell H? How you doing? No to the hair coloring.
I mean, I kind of ruined his beard, so it's probably.
I sent you 2 thumbnails if you want. I need help deciding. I have to get going. Have to wait a friend up. All right. Thanks for stopping in.
Bye.
But I love Christmas. Me too. All right. Let me open this tab here. Yeah, I'm gearing up now, getting in the mindset and everything. Because as a Santa, I'm going to start much earlier. I'm going to start bleaching in August. I'll be setting up I'll be opening up my schedule to be scheduled here soon. All kinds of stuff. Let's see. I like Miss Adrian. I like the first one with the whole hive. I like that one the most. Yeah, the other one. Oh, darn it, where'd he go?
I like them both.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice to see the queen.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know the queen looked any different. I'm assuming context clues tells me that's the queen. So it's nice that I can pinpoint what the queen looks like. And they both would work. Flip a coin. But I do like the split one better. 22 should work fine. Killed a groundhog with a 22. A skunk, yes. The bobcat, it'll have to be well placed. That's kind of how I was leaning. I like them both. Thanks. No problem. It can be hard to choose. That's why I tend to. I get when I'm really focusing on thumbnails, and Daryl has hollered at me a couple times when they reviewed our channel. I tend to go overboard.
Put too much in it.
Like we had
And
a
that's
video.
why I think the B one might work well for a thumbnail because it's smaller.
That's
You might
true.
be able to see stuff a little bit better.
We came back from a vacation, and the title of the video was "We're Back," and I took the movie poster from Poltergeist, and I put our picture on the TV, but I had to remove the little girl. Like, I had to do all kinds of crazy photo editing to get it done, and it took me quite a while, and the video flopped. And Daryl was like, nobody's going to click on that. It's way too much going on in your thumbnail. And I'm like, but like, it satisfied my dopamine. Like, I like doing it. So I tend to, like, I would have turned that into the split movie poster, which would have been way too much work, and simple is good when it comes to thumbnails. You too, Michelle. You have a good one.
Bye.
I'm going to go with the hive one because it is about splitting that hive. And it's always nice seeing the queen too.
True.
Far away, it's kind of hard to distinguish the bunch of bees together.
True.
Why don't you save that thumbnail since you already have it? Save yourself work down the road, and then do a whole episode showing newbies like us. Excuse me. About the queens, how to find them, what to look for. I know when you see the ball of them, they're trying to kill the queen, so it's easy to find them that way. But save yourself in the long run. You okay, Goober? Huh?
Are you off the phone? Yeah. What time is it?
It's 7:06.
Why don't you go? What do you want to show me?
How's that tooth going?
I was eating. And
I'm gonna tie it to chicken and throw some grubs.
Yay! Go take a bath, okay?
Oh, I will
Thank
save
you.
it, but I take so many pics. It's no issue getting more. That's true. That's, I mean, other than actually making content, that's something that I struggle with. Is I never have pictures from what I'm doing, so I'm always going to like Unsplash. Unsplash has been a lifesaver. Between Unsplash and Canva, I would never make a thumbnail. But then that also means that it's not nearly as personalized as yours, which gets better. Excuse me, which gets better
Views.
click rates when it's a personalized and they see your face. So I just, yeah, I know I'm hurting myself with my thumbnails. Tie it to the chicken. I wanted to do it so bad, and I have not gotten Hannah on board yet, and I have not gotten Owen on board yet. But I had a tooth pulled with the door, and my mom almost lost it when we pulled that tooth with the door because she was a dental hygienist. She was like, "No, that's the worst way you can pull a tooth." But we did, and so I want to do something fun with him. Like I've seen people tie it to a golf ball and hit a golf ball, and but then you lose the tooth. You're not getting that back. Same thing as I've seen them tie it to a Camaro and let the Camaro take off. I think the chicken would be really fun.
I read that middle one there, and I was like, related to what we were talking about, and I was like,
Yeah. Sometimes I take screenies of my video. That's what I tried doing that, but I was on my camera was kind of crappy, and so it made it super grainy. I'm sure with the new iPhone I have, it would give a better picture. But I cut them out and play with it too. Yeah, and you kind of need to. I think I would never let anyone do anything like that to me. But like, who else can say a chicken pulled out my tooth? Like that'd be an awesome thing to take to school. We could have done it with Lola while she was still alive.
not this year. She didn't move fast enough to.
Yeah, true.
Poor Lola.
I like this setup. What do you think?
This one right here, as long as the kitchen's clean, I don't care.
Well, we can do it from the couch.
Sadly, these chairs are more comfortable than that couch.
No, my lower back is gonna just scream at me later for these chairs. I don't sit on these very well. So what do we have coming up this week? It's the last week of school.
Last week of school, I get to move classrooms.
Yeah. To the far end of the campus. I'm still at the very first classroom. But I guess when I have to walk to your class, I gotta go all the way across campus.
Yeah, other than moving classrooms.
Maybe going to some revivals this week. I don't know. I have my first meeting as a Master Mason, which is also we're having a entered apprentice degree that night. Interesting stuff. I've never seen that before. Other than that, we're just getting ready to move. Like, there's not.
No, Alana's over, soccer's over, art club's over.
I do have an idea for the new coop. Does anybody know how to get a hold of railroad ties?
There's a
Or
place,
do you just find them?
I feel like there's a place around here that sells them. Like, you talk to Bagwell.
Okay.
They might be able to point you.
Because I think I want to, if I could get untreated railroad ties, that'd be even better. But, excuse me. I want to, with the new place, I want to take the coop that I made out of steel, and I want to raise it up. And so I want to get some railroad ties and put.
Words are hard.
Yeah, words are hard. My brain is slowly deteriorating today. I I want to get some railroad ties and stack them up 3 or 4 high. Just get it, a couple feet off the ground, not too crazy. Of course, I drill through them and stake it with rebar so they're going to be solid. Put a bottom into the coop, and then take off the chicken wire all the way around the coop and put wood up there with a door so we can get into it and let it actually be a legitimate coop. Right now, it's more of a chicken tractor with some roosting bars. I don't really have any nesting boxes.
We need to put.
They just kind of lay where they lay, and then Owen gets them every day. So it's kind of like they're free range, just in an enclosed space, if that makes any kind of sense. Railroad used to sell them, but not sure they do that anymore. My hubby works for the railroad.
I would talk to Backwell.
Yeah, I'll talk to the lumber company. Excuse me. If they don't have any, I'm sure they could tell me where to go.
Mm-hmm.
I see them stacked by railroads all the time, but I don't know if they're discarded ones or they have them there as a just in case we need them. I don't know.
Just to get some containers from the dollar store.
Yes, I did, and I plan on using that setup once we get it raised. I just got to get it raised first.
Yeah.
Are they hard? Go ahead.
The chicken yard is going to get significantly smaller.
Yes, but I figure with raising it up,
It gives room underneath.
yeah, so they get the shade, they get all that stuff. So we would only need a small chicken run for them to go out and do whatever and get up into the coop, and a space for the water and feeder because I'll still have that same system.
Yeah.
Is it hard to train them to use the nesting boxes, or once they're up, do they just kind of go to it? I don't know. For the rabbits, I'm thinking of using the same setup that Roll King has, where they have the garage shelving, and then they put the trays on there, and because it's garage shelving, you can angle the backside so it's at a slight angle. So as they poo, it kind of rolls down. And you can collect it. If I could get a little side hustle just selling rabbit poo, that would be awesome. If not, just use it for ourselves. I mean, we're going to use it for ourselves, but put a golf ball in the box or a fake egg. I could do that. We have some chalk ones, right?
What?
Chalk eggs. The fake eggs. No, we put plastic eggs.
I put Easter eggs in there. I gotta
Yeah.
go check on them actually.
Okay. Well, it's a lot easier if you have them in there from the beginning. But if you put some fake eggs in there, it'll work out fine, especially when you move, because they'll be having to reorient themselves. That makes sense. We'll do that. Part of me is waiting for her to come flying around us back. I'm a little nervous to use the regular 22. I've only ever shot subsonic, so I know how loud that is, which is quieter than my BB gun, but I'm using regular 22s just because I know I'm going to have to pop off a couple rounds if that thing ever decides to turn around at me. How is they?
I think Marty fell asleep standing up. She's not moving.
But she's
standing. It's TJ.
I don't remember where I was going with that.
What were you talking about?
22s. They may stop laying for a while after you move. I'm okay with that.
They stop laying when it gets really hot out anyway, so I mean, it'll fall in the middle of that. And
Yeah. And we have plenty of eggs right now. I mean, we bought them because I'm going on this egg fast, but
there's 3 or 4 out there that we need to get.
do you have her in a darker space? She has.
She has a couple spots that she can go to.
Yeah, that is darker. Like, it's there for her, but it's
She's just standing out in the sun right now.
yeah, it's just our quarantine area, which is we just it's not really a quarantine area. It's more physical separation as opposed to distance separation, because we didn't really have any spot. I want to say somebody told me they needed to be 60 feet away for a
We
proper
don't
quarantine area,
That.
but we don't have that. So we just sectioned off one corner of, because it's a pretty big chicken area. We sectioned it off with fencing, and then we put bird netting on top to kind of close it in. But there's spots in there that we have set up that they can kind of get into the shade and
Mhm.
hide themselves away.
That's
a
one of
little
their
bit.
favorite places to go when it's open.
Yeah.
Because they like to hide in there.
Yeah.
So it's
It's nice for them to rejuvenate in a dark space, like in the bathroom in a cage with the light off. That's for healing. Oh,
interesting.
we didn't know that. While I'm thinking about it, when we got rid of the roosters, they were pretty tore up on their seed end. Only one of them has feathers growing back. So we're like, well, maybe we just got rid of them at the same time that they were molting.
How long does it take for feathers?
How long
to-
does it take for feathers that have been rubbed off from overbreeding?
Well, like Whitey's, I think she's
She's
losing
just
them
age,
at a fast rate. I don't think. I mean, even without last night, I don't think she has much more time. But they're talking.
That distance for new chickens or sick chickens, healing chickens, I don't think.
Okay.
Okay, good. Yeah, we know. I mean, we just didn't want the dinosaurs to go after her. So
Because they did that with Zebra.
yeah.
When
they-
that day
they
I
picked
found
on her.
Zebra out, they were pecking hard at her, and I moved her,
But she was dying too.
like falling over like a drunk.
Yeah. So
No, but they I had to quarantine Owen
yeah.
because he got hurt or something. It's
Always
just made him
felt
mad.
like when they go through a molt, it's the most reliable. So like once a year, but I've been told I'm wrong. Okay. Yeah, it's just this. It seems like this molt because we got rid of the roosters.
Couple months, or at
Yeah.
least a month or two. I don't know. Time has been weird.
Yeah, we're getting rid of the Bantams. I'm happy for. I don't know. What are your feelings?
Oh, I wanted to keep fish, but fish is now gone. I mean,
I don't like the Bantams,
They produce more eggs than the other ones do.
but they're so small. Like, what's
You
the
have to use
point?
3 to get 1.
Yeah. Like if I wanted small eggs, I get quail.
Mhm.
I don't know. We're looking at the possibility, excuse me, at leasing some property. Depending, excuse me, depending on how much it is. If it's a couple $100 a month, it's not worth it to me. I mean, granted, I don't know how much full cow will bring me in meat, like a full size cow, but to me, if I'm paying a couple $100 for the steer calf, if I'm paying more than a couple $100 in feed is needed, I mean most of it's going to be grass fed, but we're going to finish them off, and then a couple $100 for the processing, and then a couple $100 a month for the 18 months it takes to grow this thing out. Like that's not worth it to me. Like price wise, I don't think I'm saving myself any money doing that. So if we find that doesn't work, we may just get a hold of a farmer and be like, hey, I'll buy a side or a whole cow from you when you process it.
It will probably take longer than a month, but I guess I really don't know. I didn't pay attention because I had a rooster.
Okay. So it's just going to happen again and again and again. Yeah, it's so, like, I felt so bad for these girls. And I know we needed more hens.
We don't have room for more hens.
Yeah, size-wise, we do compared to what I see some others cramming in their chicken areas, chicken runs and stuff. But still, I love my little bantams. They're so cute. They hatch my quail. That's nice.
I don't mind the bantams so much anymore since we got rid of Crow. He
Yeah.
really annoyed me.
And it's the French. the Millet de Fleur de Euclid or whatever it is. It's the French.
He was a noisy little guy, which got our other rooster to be super noisy.
Yeah. I just don't see any purpose for bantams. I mean, they're pretty and they're sweet, and I mean the naked necks are ugly, but I mean they're fine. I don't. To me, animals need a purpose, and that's either food or protection or companionship, like a dog. But or provide us like the laying hens that produce actual eggs, not little fairy farts. That has a purpose. They're giving us food. Bantams,
Owen likes the bantam eggs. They boil faster.
I like them a lot more since I got rid of the rooster, which was a Dougal too. He was an a-hole.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
are. Like our big rooster was quiet, crowed once a day, no issues. And then we got that little turd.
He had
And
little man syndrome.
He did not shut up, which made our big rooster not shut up. Like it was almost like they were dueling with their voices. And at like 3:00 in the morning, it is not funny.
No. And I've never seen a chicken strut like this one did.
Oh man.
Like he would throw that breast as high as he possibly could and as straight as he possibly
because
could.
He had so many feathers on his feet. It was like he was walking in high heels and
Yeah.
really sad step.
He was a fancy chicken.
He was an a-hole. I named one of our last roosters A.H.
Yeah, because
Hey,
he had gone after Owen a few times, gone after Hannah once.
No, didn't go after me.
No?
I used that stick on his back, and he never came after me. But I watched him carefully. But that thing hated Owen.
Yeah.
And it was so mean.
Yeah. So anyway, we got to get little man to bed.
I know. I didn't realize it was
So,
as late as it was.
Thank you all for coming in. It was a blast. I really appreciate it. Come back next week. Hopefully we'll have some more things to talk to you about. He was attacking, so I grabbed him, and he trembled. It was pathetic, but he had to go. I don't blame you. I had a white Easter egger that I named A-hole. He got me good once. He didn't after that. Yeah, and we're lucky that little Dougal didn't try to go after us because those spurs were crazy long.
Oh, when we were on the outside of the fence trying, like when the bantams would get out, we'd have to catch him, he would rush the fence. And I'm like, you better back up. So if you peck me, I'm coming in there to get you, that little turd.
Yeah. So anyway, y'all have a good week. Thank you. And see you next time. Bye.